Okay, ready? Hey y'all, howdy and welcome back to my video. My name is Anna, I am your host up here. If you're new here on my channel, welcome to the crew. It's nice to meet you, thank you for being here. And if you're returned, I'm so happy to see you again. So I have this little American flag here because I went to Texas and it was veteran weekend, and so they got us like those little flags. I love it. But if you haven't done it yet, make sure to subscribe my channel so you're a part of this crew, and follow my Instagram so you're always updated for what's new with the kids, with my life, with my host family. I went to Texas with au pair weekend because I'm an au pair. I need my college credits, and it was one of the best ways to get your credits, travel, and have the best time of my life. So I'm happy to bring you with me to Texas, San Antonio. We lived on a ranch for, I think it was 4 days, and I'm super excited to show you. So I would say, let's go. Have you ever been to the airport and the doors were still closed? Well, I have, because it was 5 a.m. in the morning. But anyways, I was in the first plane to head to Atlanta, Georgia, and I was so tired. I had at least like 10 coffee that morning to do anything with my life. And yeah, so I just enjoyed my coffee with the view of the airplane. And then it was time for boarding to go to San Antonio. I watched one of my favorite movies, Clueless, even though it's kind of weird, not gonna lie. And then we were above Texas. It was my first time that I was actually in Texas, so I was pretty excited. At the airport, I met up with some other au pairs who came from the same direction as I came. And then we all took an Uber downtown to San Antonio to the hotel where we started our class. And before, we had a little bit of time, so we explored San Antonio. It's so pretty there. And then our first class started. They provided some snacks for us, and we had a history lesson about San Antonio. So we went to the Alamo, and we had a tour guide who told us everything what we needed to know about this place. And it was honestly pretty cool to see, and I really enjoyed that. After that, we got split up in different groups and we had to do a photo challenge. We had different or like a couple of assignments to do. So we went through San Antonio and took different pictures, all that stuff that we had to do. And as I said earlier, it was Veterans Weekend, and so everywhere was veteran stuff.
Come on, baby, baby.
Here you can see the San Antonio police, and I mean, how cool is that to be in a horse all day? And so there are like a couple of the girls that I was hanging out with for the picture challenge, and the cops took a picture with us for au pair weekend. I mean, how cool are they? And so we went a little bit downtown, we got some food, nothing fancy. I think we went to McDonald's. I haven't been to McDonald's in America in like 3 years, like when I first moved here. So that was exciting. And so this is like the Founders Memorial of San Antonio, all the founders who were there and founded San Antonio. And then we went into an American school bus. And I mean, it's kind of like everyone's dream to drive in an American school bus. It was so fun. Oh, guys, how was it so far? The vibes are good. We're in an American school bus and we're ready for the rim. Nothing in my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah. So got my hands up to play my song, and I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, it's a party in the USA. As I said, we were all really excited. Sorry for my singing. I'm not a singer, but you know, who cares? And so we had our first class in San Antonio, and after dinner, it was time to go into our bed. We were all so tired because of the time difference and everything, so I went straight to bed. The room was pretty cool. I loved it so much, and then it was the next day. In the morning, the sunrise was so pretty. It was kind of crispy in the morning in Texas. The weather there is really weird because in the morning it's kind of chilly and then it gets hot, like hot. So make sure if you go there to look like an onion, so you have different layers on. And so I went to breakfast. Our house, like we were staying, it was kind of like, I don't know, a minute away from the main house. And they provided such good food. I really loved it. And so they had like a huge assortment of stuff. They also had a pool, but as I said, it was kind of chilly. And then it was time for horseback riding. I mean, how cool is that to be in a farm in San Antonio riding a horse? And after that, it was lunchtime. We ate so much that weekend. Like, they provided so much with, like, snacks and breakfast and lunch and dinner and snacks between that. So I would say I gained at least 2 pounds or something. On that day, we had different classes. I didn't film them because we were like literally sitting there having class. And then a cowboy came and we had Cowboy Olympics and he taught us how to swing a lasso, how to crack a whip and all that stuff. So that was pretty cool to learn. And he was so nice. He has been to Germany a couple of times on like different activities with cowboy stuff. So it was pretty cool to meet him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step together, step together, step. 1, 2, 2 at a time. And to the left. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. To the right. To the left. After line dancing, we went to the bar and played some games. On the next morning, we went with the horses to a cowboy breakfast. It was so well done and it was beautiful to see like the sunrise on the horse. We had like different stuff for breakfast. We had grits and eggs and bacon, and it was just like really special to like actually ride a horse to your breakfast spot. So that was pretty cool. After that, we had a couple more classes and then we went with a hay wagon down to Bandera. That was like the city where our ranch was, and it was pretty cool and special because they got ready for the Veterans Parade. Before we watched a gunfight show in front of the museum, so that was pretty special.
You can't be grabbing a tourist in Bandera like that. I just did. You put your gun down or you're gonna die. Oh!
After that, we went into the museum and we just saw a bunch of weird stuff, but also really cool stuff about Texas and their history. They were like shrinked hats, so I kind of like that, not gonna lie. And a couple guns and just like different stuff, what makes Texas Texas. So that was pretty cool to see. And then we got ready for the Veterans Parade, and that was so special because normally like you don't see that all the time, only on Veterans Weekend. And so that was like one of my favorite moments. After the parade, we had a couple more classes, and then we watched the sunset on the ranch. And the sunset in Texas just hits different. It was pretty special. And then we met Longhorn rednecks, so that was pretty cool. And everyone took pictures. And then it was time for dinner. And as I said, like the food was there so good. So I really enjoyed the food there. And then we went with a hay wagon to a little bonfire, and we had marshmallows. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, like the way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey.
gonna rag me. Miss Kitty, have you ever thought of running away? Said it twice and baby, pretty please. She said yes, and you're killing.
The next day, we had a couple more classes, and then it was time to say goodbye. So the school bus picked us back up, and I had to say, the ride back to the airport was not as comfortable. We were sitting in the back, and it was pretty bumpy, and we were all just so tired from the weekend. It was so fun, and we had the best time. But still, like, having your college hours and classes, and then also the fun stuff, it's just exhausting at some point. So we went back to the airport, and we were all pretty sad, not gonna lie. So when we had to say goodbye, some of the girls were crying, and it was such a great time. And so at the airport, I just grabbed a coffee with my friend, and then I was finally in my airplane, and I watched Mean Girls, so that was fun. And then I was heading back to Charleston, watching some football on the airplane, and then I finally arrived back home. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate if you watch it until here. If yes, give me a thumbs up so I can see that you watched it. And if you have any more questions about Au Pair Weekend, feel free to text me on my Instagram, then I can answer you everything what you need to know. It's one of the best ways to get your credits. It's so fun. You meet people from all over the world. And I just loved that I was a part of this experience. Make sure to subscribe my channel, follow my Instagram, and I would say I will see you next Sunday.